Welcome back to Newbie for Hire and another ARK Motorboat tutorial. Alright, it's been a while, so I'm excited to be back with some new builds, motorboat builds. Thanks to Zach for the request of an Industrial Forge build. I've built 3 Industrial Forge motorboats, all very similar but with slightly different, to fulfill slightly different needs. I'm only going to be doing one tutorial today, but I'm going to showcase all 3 so that you can decide which one you want to build. The first one here is more of a solo miner operation. You'd bring your Ankylo in here, you could store them in here, you'd drop them off in that little bay, open the window, load directly from him into the forge here, and then from the forge into these smithies. You've got, of course, fabricator, chem bench, fridge, all the good stuff. You could put a cryo fridge if you wanted. I don't have one in here. It's got an opening here for a bird, so you can store an Argentavis or Pteranodon or whatever in here, which would be exactly what you need. The next one is more of a tribe design one. It doesn't have any dino storage except for a cryo fridge. This one, the cryo fridge would be more mandatory than the other one, although not necessarily. Your tribe would come in on their Quetzal, they'd drop the Ankylo off here. You could load the Ankylo directly into the Indy Forges there. You could always just leave the Ankylo on top if you wanted. I mean, it's not too much of a risk. You come inside, you've got two fabricators, one on each side. You've got a chem bench in the back, you got fridge, you got your cryo fridge, you got plenty of smithies up there, plenty of smithies up here, a bunk bed, and then doorways leading to the industrial forges, and then guns up there, of course. That's this one's designed more for mining with your tribe members if you wanted to, for some reason, drive around in a boat and mine all the mountains or whatever. This is the one I'm going to be doing today. It's the only one with a grill. It's got the industrial forge. It has a little Pteranodon bay up here. That's its only dino storage. Inside it's got typical stuff. Fabricator, lots of smithies for storage, chem bench, cryo fridge, regular fridge, bed, and whatnot. Alright, so in the coming weeks I'll be doing a tutorial for all of these. The far one with the Yankee Bay and the bird storage, if you wanted to build that one, I actually did build that one on a stream in its entirety. So you could just copy the stream. The stream is 2 hours long though, so it's completely unedited, so you'd have to slog through quite a bit. I will be doing tutorials for all of them, like I said. Anyway, this is the one I'm going to be doing today. Let's get right into the build. As always, the material list will be in the description. Anyway, I'll try to get all the tutorials out as quickly as possible. Probably the next week or so, I'll have them all done, in case you want to build one of the other boats. All right, and this one we're gonna sync the electrical cables this time. So we're gonna take a straight cable. You see this little box here? We're gonna use this box. I'm gonna put it right about there, and then we're gonna put our box on that. Now we're gonna do our normal building. We're gonna grab a pillar, and facing that electrical box, we're gonna put the pillar in the thing here, just like that. Then we're gonna put a pillar next to it, just like that. Make sure it's lower. Destroy this. Put another pillar lower. Now we could do that one more time, but it'd be too low. So now we're gonna put our foundation. Go ahead and pick up this pillar. Then we're gonna do one more pillar right there. Foundation right there. And of course you could, for the pillars, you could use wooden pillars or whatever. Although I think you can pick them up now in the regular game. I haven't actually tested that out. Anyway, foundations go in. You'll see that currently you can attack this because it's hanging off the foundation, but once you get additional foundations, you won't be able to pike that through the floor. Then we go pillar here in the middle. Pillar here. This is to drop down the one over the controls here, and we just hold down Q to get that in place. Pick up this pillar, and then more foundations. Make sure it's at the higher point, not the lower point, like that. All right. So that's our start. 3 by 3. Now we're going to extend the thatch ceilings out from here, and we're going to go 7 total out. So 4 additional. We need to put foundations as we go along. You just place them under those. So we need 2 more. Alright, and we can destroy all these thatch ceilings. Alright, now we should have a 3x7. Now what we're going to do is 2 in from here, from the back, or the front, I don't know what you want to call it. We're going to do 2 like that, and we're going to do the same on the other side, so 2 foundations, or the 3rd foundation in, is the one we want to place it on. Just like that. And we're going to put foundations under those. There we go. And then pick up the thatch. So this is what the foundation of our boat should look like. This is the whole foundation. Now we're going to go ahead and put 2 hatch frames, 1 on either side here, like that. Now while we're here, we might as well build underneath. And so to do that, we go ahead and put a thatch ceiling here, and a pillar coming down, wooden pillar, whatever you want. Another pillar coming down, another pillar coming down. I think we need 1 more. 1 more pillar coming down. You might need to be out over deeper waters to do that. And then we're going to go with the thatch ceiling here. And we're going to go over 3. And then we're going to put our foundation. You have to put 1 like that. So you'd probably put a stone one, or you could just put your turrets right there. It doesn't matter. Anyway, then we're going to destroy this. We're going to destroy everything we build here, except for this 1 foundation. It's just going to float here, and then we're going to put a pillar in the middle of it, a metal one, and then we're going to put 4 turrets on that. We're going to put a turret on each corner here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, maybe you want it to be perfect. And then we're going to destroy these pillars and ceilings we had. Just demolish that pillar. Demolish the ceiling. Alright, so the whole thing's down. The floating foundation pillar will be down there with our turrets. Alright, now in the middle here, at the end of these, we're going to put a window on this side, just like this. And we're going to put our industrial grill. Now the industrial grill is optional. If you don't want an industrial grill, don't put an industrial grill. We're going to center it here. And we're just going to center this grill right on the end and right between this, just like that. Now we're going to place the industrial forge after the grill. And for this one, we're going to K-cam, we're going to straighten it out, we're going to space it, and we're going to place it right up against this metal window here. So that it's not coming through, but so that you can reach the grill through the window. Just like that. And it should be just looking like that. And you should be able to access it no problem through the window. Alright, after we place the forge, we're going to place ramps on either side of it. Two for each side, just like that. Just like that. And then 2 on the other side. Same thing. It doesn't matter if they're at the higher point or the lower point, but you probably want them even just for looks. Alright. I don't want to admit how many tries that took me to get these evenly matched up, but it took a few. Then we're going to go door here, and door here. For smithies, we're going to go ahead and put 2 right now. We're going to put 1 next to the window on this side. You got to be able to squeeze through, access, and then we're going to do another one on this side. Same location, right next to the window, just like that. There's also going to be a ceiling coming off of there, just for the future. And we might as well place that ceiling and go ahead and place a couple smithies on top. Make sure they overhang the edge because we want to be able to access them relatively easily from below. I think I got that one hanging over the edge. Not really, but close enough. And then the same for this one. You could probably hang it over the front, because I think it's a little difficult to get it to hang over the other side. Perfect. Alright, then facing this side of the boat, we're going to go with a slope metal wall right. Don't put it on the hatch frame, put it on the foundation. And then we're also going to do one of those, the opposite kind, the left, slope metal wall left on the other side. We're going to do the same over here. Only it's going to be metal wall left here on the foundation again, and metal wall right here. Alright, after these slope walls, we're going to put in the fabricator. This is the most difficult placement of the entire build. We're going to go as far right as we can up against this wall here. Now, we need to be in far enough so that we can place our slope ceilings, but also in this way far enough, or out that way far enough so that we're not blocking the doorway. And this should be right about where we want the placement. And then we can just squeeze the ceilings. If you put the ceilings in first, you won't be able to put the fabricator. So to help you put the fabricator, what I'm using here is these little beads on the ground of the foundation to show me the edge of the foundation, and you want to place the fabricator with the edge just about that far from the edge of the foundation. If you push it further away, you won't be able to place the metal ceilings. If you come too much further this way, you won't be able to squeeze through the doorway. So it's not an easy placement, but it does work, just barely. Alright, then over here we're going to go ahead and put the ceilings. We don't have to place anything under this one. And then wall, wall here, skip the doorway, wall here, although we can put our ramp. And on this ramp, we want it at the higher point if we can get it there, if you know what I'm talking about. Alright, well, that'll do. And then wall wrapping around. Make sure when you place these walls, they're on the outside edge here. It's possible to accidentally place them on the hatch frame, or a bit before the hatch frame, which we don't want to do. Now, if you want to place the hatch frames after you're done with the walls, that's fine. You can do that. It's not a big deal. And you can just place them on the outside. Then from here we're going to go, facing the back here, we're going to ceiling, 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 one over the doorway, ceiling here, but none right here. Now we can put the doorway in, hanging off the ceiling, not off the ground. Make sure that we place it correctly. See, if you place it incorrectly, you can see a gap above it. It's not a big deal, to be honest, but if you place it from the ceiling, the ramp will cover the gap on the bottom. It can be tricky to place. It can just be a luck, like I got it that time. Perfect. And then we also want to place, you're going to want to place a ladder now, just to make things easier to build. The ladder should be on the outside of the doorway, just like that, so you can climb up and get to the top. So once we're up on the top, we're going to go back over by this industrial forge, and we're going to place a slope metal wall right there, a slope metal wall right there, a slope metal wall left there, and a slope metal wall left here. Then a slope metal wall left there, and a slope metal wall right there. And then we're going to continue our slope ceilings going up here. here, here, and of course the other side here. And then we're going to put a wall here and ceilings coming off that wall. Then up here on the top, we're going to go another wall, wall, and then one more up. This is our Pteranodon storage. It's not the greatest storage, he actually falls out all the time, but it's better than no storage, I guess. You don't have to build it if you don't want. And then we go slope wall right, slope wall left, and one more ceiling off that like that. So now we have the look there, and we're gonna put a ladder here so that we can access the turrets up there with ease, as well as the plant eggs when we put them. Make sure you get it placed correctly, you can get up there. And that's the whole exterior of the boat here. Now we're going to put our doorways in. You can put them in at any time, of course. Why can't I move? Place a doorway. Place a doorway. Place a doorway. And also a window. Don't forget to fill in the window. And this window, you need to fill in this window because if they fire down your industrial forge and you had that open, they could just, you know, shoot in and destroy more things. Then we're going to put our generator. And we're just going to put it just like that. Just like that. It may take you a couple of times to get it in place, but you can get it in place. Put a little gas in it. The chemical bench we're going to, facing the fabricator, we're going to squeeze into this corner, and we're going to get it over as far as we can to the right, but as far back as we can also into the corner. Just like that. That's so we can squeeze through on either side. And squeeze through over here. Just perfect. Crowd fridge, we're gonna put in the middle here. So we can still squeeze through on all sides. See, the refrigerator we're gonna want to place, we're gonna face it this way. We're gonna have it as far into the fabricator as we can go. And we're gonna back it up a little bit so we can squeeze through this generator, but also squeeze through this side, just like that. It's a little tight in here, but we can make it work. Now, depending on the kind of bed you're going to put, if you want to put a bunk bed, you can put it right here in front of the chemical bench, or right here in front of the cryo fridge. If you're using a regular bed, you could put it in here. You can put it anywhere, really. We're going to go ahead and put a bunk bed. Why not? Put it right there. Our cooking pot, we can put that when you're placing this thing. It can be finicky. You have to duck to get under this lowered ceiling, no matter what. Then we're going to put an air conditioner right in front of the generator here. If you want to put more than one, you can put more than one, but one should be plenty. Okay, duck. We should be able to fit one more smithy at least, and we can just put it right in here. As for inside turrets, well, we'll do those in a minute once we place the exterior turrets. Up on the top here, you can climb up here. We're going to put a turret on this corner, a turret on this corner, If they don't turn on, don't worry, just go back downstairs, turn your generator off, turn your generator on, and then they should come right back on. And then on the middle here, a plot for a plant species. Make sure it's not blocking your ladder. Over on this wing here, oops, let me reorient for us. So if we're facing this structure, we're going to come over to this wing. Now we're going to put a plant species box here. If you really wanted, you could put 2 plant species box here and just lower your other turrets, or find room for it somewhere else. It's no problem. Then we're going to put a turret on the end here. This is just how I like to place the turrets. I mean, you can place the turrets however you want. It doesn't have to be exactly how I'm placing them. I'll put one there. This one we'll have to turn the generator on and off to get it going. And then, of course, turrets for the rest of this. And then on the corner here. Other corner here, going to the other side. And then turrets. Oops, I forgot the turret. I wanted to put a turret here too. It's not anywhere, right? Yep. And then over on the other side, same thing. One turret down here. One turret on this corner. One turret on this corner. And now you can see where we're at. See the fabricator poking through a little bit, no big deal. We're going to put a plant box over it anyway. And then turret in that other corner. And down by the Indy Forge over here, we're going to put a couple turrets by the grill here, and then another. You could put it on the corner, you can put it on the edge of the ramp. Place them there, still access the grill. Coming up from there, we're gonna. Oh, I forgot to put 2. I want to put 2 more on the corner here, right there, so you can see, and one more over here on the other side. Just like that, and then down here by the forge again, we're gonna go one right by the grill. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure we can reach it. If not, we'll readjust it. And then one more right there. Alright, now we gotta go back inside, turn our generator on and off. And these should be hooked up now. And they are, as you can see, and I think these ones should be as well. Everybody's in range. They were just lying to us earlier, as you can see. I think that's everything we want for turrets. Oh wait, I forgot the other plants here. On the front here, we're going to want a plant on this corner. You know what, these Plant X, I want to place boxes here. I believe they're being obstructed by these 2 turrets, which we are going to put these turrets back. But first we're going to put the Plant X boxes. Yeah, they were being obstructed by those turrets. But we need to squeeze them in as tight as we can get them, so that we can fit the other guys in there. Alright, so after much finagling, I realized that the chem bench was actually obstructing this crop plot. Which would mean you'd want to place this crop plot before you place the chem bench. If on the off chance you're following this tutorial and you've already placed the chem bench, and you don't want to destroy the chem bench, don't worry. It's not a big deal. We're just going to change how we're building everything, I guess. Anyway, crop plot there, and crop plot. In the case of if the chem bench is blocking, your crop plot's just going to have to hang over a little bit. It's going to hang over anyway. Now you got to place it so that you have room to get up your ladder. You don't want to be blocked. Alright, so our crop plots should look like this. If you've already placed the chem bench, we've got an alternate configuration we're going to do. Alright, if you've already placed the chem bench, we're going to put one here and one here. Don't forget to replace these guns that we took off. On the corners, if you already placed them. And then instead of 4 here, we're actually going to do 2 on the wings, like I had originally said you could do if you wanted to do. And that's just like that. And then the same thing, other side. Just like that. That's if we've, and you could do that even if you hadn't placed it, however you want. You could do either configuration. It's just however you want. Just 6 plants on the bottom, 1 on the top. 7 plants total. That's the important bit. It's the number of plants, and that they don't block your ladders. Now we're going back inside to put our guns inside. Now we're going to put, upon entering on the right hand side in this corner, we're going to put 1. Or you could put it up against this fabricator, whichever you choose, and then 1 more by this chemistry bench. So 2 guns on the inside. If you want more guns on the inside, you could always take guns off from the outside. That's what it should look like in the end, and that's all the structures. You want to get the whole thing built before you plant the Plant X, because the Plant X also count as structures. Furthermore, if you remove something or something is destroyed after you've placed the Plant X, you'll need to strip the Plant X down to replace the items. I'm sure you're already familiar with that if you've built rafts in the past. And there it is. I hope it serves you well. In the very near future, we'll be building these other 2 boats. This more tribe-oriented double industrial forge craft, and this more solo stores your bird and your Anki industrial forge. Here it is again, fully built, with plants growing up and everything, bird in the storage. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you luck in ARK on the high seas. If you have any questions or suggestions or ideas for other boats, put them in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. I do have some other ideas coming up in the future. I plan on doing some Peevers E oriented boats. I know all of them in the past, except for the Lighthouse, have been Peevers P oriented. I plan on doing some Peevers E ones just kind of for fun, just some weird designs. So look for that in the future. Again, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.